Hey, this is Johnny Q Trek. We're here to see if we can reproduce a problem that was seen on an older version of code on GTF to see if the April 2024 code addressed the problem or not. The problem that was previously reported was that on a multiplayer game, on player 1, if player 1 locks ball 1 and then drains, and then player 2 locks their first ball, which ends up in the lock mechanism as the second ball, and then drains, and then goes back to player 1. If player 1 locks their second ball, which is in the third position, it was triggering a multi-ball. So let's see if that problem persists. Alright, player 1, again, this is April 2024 code.
Enemy tank, engage.
Alright, A, I, R, lock is lit.
Lock in.
Alright, that's ball 1. And we're just going to wait for... Oh, shoot again's off. Alright, and that's a drain. So now we're going to take player 2, light the locks, and lock ball 1 for player 2. Come on, give me the ball. A, I, R, lock is lit.
Lock in. One extra ball.
That would be nice. Alright, so that should be ball 1 for player 2. And it does say ball 1 on the screen, even though it's in the second position. So, what had been previously seen was that if this ball drains, when player 1 locks the second ball, it had been starting multi-ball. Alright, back to player 1. Should be on... This should be the lock for ball number 2. If multi-ball starts, then the error persists, and the code from April did not solve it. If multi-ball does not start, then the code resolved it, and it is no longer an issue on current code. Alright, multi-ball has not started. It says that 1 and 2 are the balls that are locked, and it's waiting for ball 3 lock, so this is not an issue. But let's see, so I think the code solved it, but let's see what happens when player 2 locks ball 2. Will it start the multi-ball based on the second ball that was locked for player 1? So you'll recall that in the previous code, that ball had triggered a multi-ball, and there were also reports that a fourth ball was being auto-launched into the shooter lane. And now with April code, it seems like that's no longer the issue. But let's see what happens when we lock player 2, ball 2. It releases the ball, and it clearly shows that it's only the second ball is locked for player 2. So it seems like ball counting is fine, at least under these scenarios, for multiplayer on multi-ball. Okay, so now we're back to player 1. 2 balls locked for player 2, 2 balls locked for player 1. So let's see what happens when we lock ball 1 for player 3. We should get airstrike multi-ball.
All locked. Tighten belt.
Swell.
Master arm on. Radio check. You're cleared for takeoff. Have a good one.
Yes, wonderful. Alright, we're going to let this time out and see what happens when we lock ball 3 for player 2 if there are no balls in the physical lock. Bear with us. Shoot again is still blinking, so we're not ready yet to time this out. Sorry, long animations here. Alright, shoot again is blinking faster, and it just lighted out. Light is off, so now we should be able to drain and go back to player 2. round. Here we go.
I heard.
There's still a ball hung up back here physically, so let me just shake that out. Alright, so let's go to player 2. Player 2 should have 2 balls locked by the ball count within the game, but there are no balls in the physical lock. So in theory, if we lock this third ball for player 2, it should trigger an airstrike multi-ball, even though there's nothing in the lock. Let's see if this behaves. That is technically ball 3. Airstrike ball multi-ball is triggered correctly. And so let's see if we do end up with 3 balls in play. There's ball to launch ball 2, and there's 2 balls, and 3 balls are in play. There are no ball counting issues at this time under these scenarios with the current code.